Ministry presents Bells and Bows year-end banquet, and as said, that will be on December 31st. The cost 6,000 before December 10th, after 7,000. Members are encouraged to pray for brothers and sisters who are ill. Sister Pearline Jackson, the sister of Sister Waite, will also pray for those grieving the loss of their loved ones. Sister Barbara Clark, who lost her father. The funeral service for the father of Barbara Blake, will be Sunday, December 11th at the Seventh-day Adventist Church in Manchester, that is Atamid. Right, Seventh-day Adventist Church in Manchester. Millicent Brown's son is in the hospital, Port Antonio Hospital, and that's in Portland. Please pray for him. Women's Ministry Director is asking all women under 35 to meet immediately after divine service. Now for our health tip. It says diabetes is a condition in which the body does not properly process food for use of energy. The pancreas, an organ that lies beneath the stomach, makes a hormone called insulin to help glucose get into the cell of our bodies. When you have diabetes, your body either does not make enough insulin or cannot use its own insulin as well as it should. It causes sugar to build up in your blood. This is why many people call diabetes sugar. That's our announcement for today.
Thank you so much, my elder. Again, I just want to say happy Sabbath to all of you who are here. Again, just let me say our deepest sympathy again to our brother, our sister, Sister Barbara Blake, lost her father, and you heard the elder rightly said that we just need to give that kind of moral support and whatever other support that we can give to the family as they go through their time of loss and grief. And so as a church, we do remember those who have lost loved ones, and so we continue to pray for you also. You heard our leader also spoke about our communion service for the last one for the year 2022. Let us prepare ourselves. We have 1 week to prepare ourselves for this very high and holy service that will be next week's Sabbath, and so let us come prepare to participate in the last one for the year 2022. We also will be having a very special short members meeting this evening. Short one just at Vesper time. The Vesper service will lead into, it's not going to be a long one. We have one main item to deal with, which we will need your vote on as members of this church. I know you have been in this building projects for some time, but we need to get a decision taken from this body of people. So we'll be just dealing with, I know there are other issues to be for us to deal with, but this will be the main item that we'll be looking at here. So I'm going to invite you to come back this afternoon and be a part of this decision-making meeting as it relates to our members meeting here. We also, I'm emphasizing another thing here. You see, fellowship is so important in worship. As God's children, we are also creatures who like to fellowship. Against this background, we hope to have, from the conferences level, which would include this church too, we have been promoting the whole matter of this particular trip to Puerto Rico Beach, under the banner of the Widow and Widowers and Friends. They have yearly or quarterly trip, and this is the last one for the year. And so I am, of course, encouraging those of you, you may not be a widow or widower, but you're a friend of the family or people of that kind. So the trip, we'll be having it on the second Sunday in the month of December. And of course, the cost is $7.5, I think so. I'm sure on that, which includes transportation, it includes food, it also includes insurance. And so I want members of this church to join me. I'm the family life director at the conference, and so I would really want a number of you to join on board. If you are so interested, see me after church so we can even have your names, and so we can, of course, make arrangement so you can do that kind of payment, and so we can go to the beach and swim, and we can eat, and we can fellowship. Hello? How does that sound? Yeah, it sounds good. Does that sound? Sound good. All right. So please bear that in mind, and you can take your loved ones, and we can, of course, enjoy ourselves. Also, you would have heard too in the announcement about the very special banquet, singles banquet that we'll be having, Bells and Bowls. It is going to be a very special one. A family life again. We are aware as we get up in age and as we seek to find folks that we can live with for life. It's important that we have sessions like this, that we will have a clean space where only Adventist singles, male and female, will be there. And you'll be able to meet folks. And so this banquet is both, it is for two purposes. One is a fundraiser, and at the same time, it will allow singles to meet singles. What you say, church? And so often you hear people saying that the church is not doing anything about that, but guess what happened? We are very proactive in what we're doing here, is to make sure that we provide the avenue, the space, clean space. And this will be, guess what, when this will be? At New Year's Eve, when everybody is in their banquet hall. As a church, we will have our young people enjoying themselves in a very clean space. And so, again, you heard that you can sign up online. The advertisement is out there. And if you need some more words, see me. I am here as your brother and friend in Christ, and I can give you more information. So see me after church for those two items. Camp meeting coming up on the 14th to the 17th of December. It's a wonderful camp meeting where we all can go and celebrate, and this will be at the Kencut Seventh Adventist Church. And so we are asked to send at least 2 delegates, but it is open to every member of the church. This will be at Kencut. Officers' Council will come up on the Sunday, which will be the day after, which will be the 18th of December. Also, for our young people, Youth Congressary will be on the 9th and the 10th at the same location. And so young people, we believe in you, and so we make sure having all of these programs to accommodate and to make sure you can worship God in a special way. However, on another serious note, well, all the notes are serious, but on another note, the church few months ago, or 2 or so months ago, or a month ago, or 2 months ago, the church, in a setting like this, appointed a number of persons to carry out a very important function. And this has to do with the whole matter of electing people to serve for a year or 2. We sat, we looked at the names and we prayed, and I will tell you that you have some wonderful people in this church. They love God and they love their church. And for those many nights that we sat up and we go through the process, they were there. And we have a report to bring to this church as it relates to the meetings that we have had. So we're going to ask our committee secretary, Sister Neat, to come at this time, and she will make the presentation to this house. I know it may take a little time, but it is necessary for her to read the names out as it relates to the decision. But before she does just that, I want you to contemplate what I'm saying here. I know you go for a year with officers, but I want to put to this house. The manual tells you that the officers can serve 1 or 2 years. I know there are some people who have some little hang-ups about going for 2 years, but guess what happened? As a pastor, I'm coming from another church that's up the street there. We go for 2 years, and guess what happens? Sometimes we know for sure that sometimes people get a little tired. So what we normally do, the second year we sit again as board and we fill the areas that needs to be filled. So the process of going through all of this every year can be a little burdensome. We understand if you want it for 1 year, we don't have a problem. But if you want it for 2 years, which I would suggest that we vote on it. But listen to the names first, and then, of course, we will take the decision also. Over to you, madam. Okay. All right, she's advising me that we go through one thing before. You want to read them for us? So we have 2 set of certificates to give out here today. We're going to ask the following persons to come at this time. You want to take them out of the thing? All right? All right.
School of Evangelism Diploma awarded to Barbara Cole Blake, and we're going to ask Brother Delano to accept on Sister Blake's behalf. Sister Elliston. Yes, and we also have for Sister Anne-Marie Elliston. Thank you. The names for the officers for 2023 are as follows. Elders, First Elder Jason McKenzie, Second Elder John Stewart, other elders Garfield Manning, Eulalie Wilson, Lisep Sterling. Leaders, Brian Gay, Joseph Walcott, Delano Blake, Jamoy Phillips. Church Clerk, Yvette Green. Assistants, Tamoy Lennon, Marcia Harvey, Kimberly Wright, Crystal Dawkins. Sabbath School, Senior Superintendent Florine Clark. Superintendents, Marcia Williamson, Joan Nelson Graham, Orane Linton, Damian West, Primrose Beckford. Sabbath School Secretary, Ferona Taylor. Assistant Secretaries, Tamoy Lennon, Marcia Harvey, John Alicia Stewart. Children's Ministry Leader, Kathleen Irons. Assistants, Anne-Marie Davis, Garth Ricketts, Delicia Stewart, Valentina Walcott, Joseph Walcott, Claudette Lloyd, Tamoy Lennon, Marcia Wildman. Personnel Ministry Director, John Stewart. Assistant, Joseph Walcott, Rupert Allen. Other members, Joan Nelson Graham, Valentina Walcott, Damian West, Jamoy Phillips. Personnel Ministry Secretary, Arlene Peart Hall. Our Interest Coordinator, Valentina Walcott. Women's Ministry Director, headed by Andrea Neath Myrie. Assistants, Alinthia Brady, Stacey Edwards, Kira Morgan, Nicole Mundle, Shamelia Warren Porter, and Patricia Nelson Dixon. Family Life, Head, Karen and Devon White. Assistants, Jason and Marcia McKenzie, Ferona and Dean Taylor, Alfred and Charnette Baker, Marcia Williamson. Singles Ministry Head, Damian West. Assistants, Jamelia Simpson, Shavaz Rodenbar, Yvette Green, Delano Blake, Beverly Erskine, Eulalie Wilson. Adventist Youth, Head, Jamelia Simpson, Deputy, Jamoy Phillips. Assistants, Orane Linton, Brianna Thomas, Kimberly Wright, Marlon Lawrence. Secretary for AY, Shamelia Warren Porter. Assistant Secretaries, Tecia Williams, Tisha Francis Tayshawn Baker. AY sponsor, Marcia McKenzie. Communications head, Delana Blake. Team members, Shevaz Rodenbar, Matthew Rodenbar, Damian West, Damian Adams, Lavita Mead Harrow, O'Shane Chamberlain, O'Shane Dawkins, Kyrie Taylor, Karon Simpson, Tayshawn Baker, Malik Walker, Sarah Lynn Waite, Sylvia Manning, Tashana Tugman, Marcia Williamson. Men's Ministry head, Damian Adams. Assistants, Devon White, Norman Rose, Marshall Walker, Lisep Sterling, Matthew Rodenbar, O'Shane Dawkins, Kyrie Taylor. Pathfinder head, Primrose Phillips. Assistants, Arlene Peart Hall, Matthew Rodenbar, Anne-Marie DaCosta, Tisha Francis, Jamoy Phillips, Florine Clark. Adventurers head, Arlene Peart Hall. Education Department head, Kimberly Wright. Assistant, Dorrit Davis. Juliet McClarty, Marcia Sterling. Wills and Trust head, Colette Love. Assistant, Sandra Moore. Publishing head, Anne-Marie Davis. Assistant, Joseph Walcott. Audit, Orain Linton head, Horace Davis assistant. Retention and Conservation, Eulalie Wilson. Stewardship, Jason McKenzie. Religious Liberty, Garfield Manning head, assisted by Jamelia Simpson. Spirit of Prophecy head, Lisep Sterling, assisted by Dorrit Davis. The advisors in the communication department are Nathaniel Brady, Grantley Harrow, Keith Chamberlain. Community service, the head, Stacy Edwards, the assistants, Sherry Thompson, Alinthea Brady, Nikisha Morgan, Sandra Moore, Denton Edwards, Marcia Barrett, Delicia Stewart, Camille Wilson, Alfred Baker, Charlotte Baker. Sorry, not Charlotte Baker, Sister Barker. Music Department head, Beverly Erskine, assistant, Licia Adams. Choir directors, O'Shane Chamberlain and Dornet Ines. Special Needs, Judith Ricketts, head, assisted by Juliet McClarty and Alinthea Brady. Risk, Brian Gay, headed by Brian Gay, assisted by Horace Davis. Health Department, headed by Marcia McKenzie. Assistants, Verona Taylor, Sandra Moore, Stacy Edwards, Deandra Lawrence, Denton Edwards, Marcia Barrett, Tashana Tugman, Beverly Erskine, Shamelia Warren Porter, Karen Shaw White. Usher, headed by Patricia Nelson Graham. Assistants, Kara Morgan, Denton Edwards, Beverly Stevenson. Prayer Department, headed by Delicia Stewart. Assistants, Karen Shaw White, Andrea Neath Myrie. Deacons, headed by Alfred Baker, assisted by Damian West, Devon White, and Denton Edwards. Other members, Damian Adams, Samuel Sinclair, Marlon Lawrence, Tayshawn Baker, Calvin Dixon, Alan Wiles, Lloyd Thompson, Derval Jarrett, Marshall Walker, Brian Gay, Manik Samuels. Deaconess, headed by Marcia Barrett. Assistants, Winsome McIntosh, Alinthea Brady, Beverly Stevenson, and Cynthia Moore. Assisted by Sherry Thompson, Stacey Edwards, Marcia Love, Charlotte Baker, Shirley Lunan, Yvette Green, Marcia Harvey, Dion Sterling, Anne-Marie Davis, Sonia Grosset, Nilana McNabb, Camille Wilson, Nicole Mundle, Althea Walker, Patricia Nelson Dixon, Lorraine Barker, Tisha Francis, Atlin White, and Delicia Stewart.
Mic check. Oh, thank you so much, Madam Secretary. Of course, Thank you, Madam Secretary. Certainly, I know it's a really long list. So what we have decided to do, we will read this out next Sabbath again. But what we're going to do in the meantime, we will post these names in the foyer, that's out there, so you can get and see the name up front. So next week when we come, we make that decision. But if there is any objection to any of the names you heard read, the process is this. If you have any concern about any of the names that you heard read, you raise your hand, and you will ask that you would want to meet with myself and my secretary, and of course we will listen to you, and if it warrants that we will have to get back to the team, we will have to do that. But if not, we will follow. Any question? Okay, no question. So if there's no question, we will have this posted in the foyer. And so we're going to ask that you spend some time this week here, or even during this Sabbath hours, look at the names, and of course, you'll be able to make a decision on that. Thank you, Madam. All right, thank you. Again, just let me say this last thing here as the folks prepare to come at this time. To work for God in God's cause, it's an honor. And so if you were selected to serve with all your heart. Angels would have liked to do what is been asked of you to do. But guess what happened? God has chosen you and all of us as mortal beings to help to win men and women to his kingdom. So think about what you heard today. Read the names and your name. Go home today and pray and said, Lord, help me to do my best so that your work can be glorified. Don't turn down the work of God. Don't let the devil tell you not to. Tell the devil, I am a servant of God. Thank you.
A blessed Sabbath to everyone here this morning. It's here again, the day that we come to celebrate the Lord's Sabbath. And on the contrary, we do not worship the Sabbath, we observe it. And back again, by popular demand, is our Men's Day. So I would like to welcome each and everyone here this morning, especially our visitors. Some slipped in without my knowledge, but I'm going to acknowledge some of them, like my lovely friend from Washington Gardens. She's here with her daughter. My friend who is visiting us, who will soon be on his way up by UWI. And I'd also like to welcome back Sister Bev Brown. She's been out for a long while. My good friend Shortman and Lucky Wanda. Just like to welcome everybody here. All our visitors. I just want you to feel welcome. I don't want this to be just a hypocritical formality of the church. I want everyone to feel welcome. So, members, I want you to let everyone feel that they can come back here anytime they want to. We've had some birthday celebrants. Jody, Chrissy celebrated her birthday this week. Yes, she's the only one that celebrated this week that I can recall. And Brother Manik Samuels, he and Charlene celebrated 9 years of marriage this week. So, Manix, you and Charlene, stand up. Let everybody see. Yes. And Manix, I'm going to put you on the spot. I don't know one here, though. All right, we're not going so far. All right, Manix, just give us a lovely hug. Make the person see. Let person see. Yes, 9 years of marital bliss. Okay. So, those that chose to worship here this morning, I hope that the blessing that you come here to receive, you will surely get it twofold. So I'll go to ask, just a minute. Okay, Brother Bragg and Sister Bragg, I understand that they celebrated all of 51 years of marital bliss this week. Happy anniversary. Okay, I'm going to ask the praise team now to sing a special song to welcome you all.
Holy day, Jehovah's rest of creation, week the best, last of all the chosen seven, blessed of God, who was given. Welcome, 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 welcome. Let me hail His presence, bless this the great Jehovah's rest.
Thank you, and do have a blessed Sabbath.
Our opening hymn this morning is number 614. That's 614, Sound the Battle Cry. And I ask that you will stand at the appropriate time.
Sound the battle cry, sing